Lady Row, yeah, it's Lady Row, let's go. Lady Row on the scene, we worldwide, traveling reality, big truth, no hide. Step on the beat, yeah, we take that flight, tune in, lock in, we shine all night. City lights, island breeze, I narrow, drama on the screen and the trip's first rate. Keep it raw, keep it real, let the people know. A voice of the culture, that's Lady Row. Lady Row on the scene, we worldwide. Traveling reality, big truth, no hype. Step on the beat, yeah, we take that flight. Tune in, lock in, we shine all night. Travel the globe, breaking down the shows. One name, one voice, Lady Row. Lady Row, Lady Row. Lady Row on the scene, we worldwide. Traveling reality, big truth, no hide. Step on the beat, yeah, we take that flight. Tune in, lock in, we shine all night. Travel the globe, breaking down the shows. One name, one voice, Lady Row. Lady Row, Lady Row. Lady Row on the scene, we worldwide. Traveling reality, big truth, no hide. Step on the beat, yeah, we take that flight. Tune in, lock in, we shine all night. Travel the globe, breaking down the shows. One name, one voice, Lady Row. 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 Lady Row.
Hello. I don't know why I'm so small, but let's go here. There we go. Welcome to the live. This is going to me. You like that symmetry? This is going to be, welcome to the live symmetry. This is going to be my Love and Marriage Huntsville review for season 10, episode number 7. Can you believe we already 7 episodes in? It does not seem like we are. The title of this episode is Between Two Worlds. It was a quite interesting episode. So let's get on into it. I'm not going to be on this live long because I know that maybe this internet in these streets, Love and Marriage Huntsville streets, is popping. Let me put up my fair use disclaimer and my banner. Hey, bad girl Riri. Fair use notice. This video uses copyright material strictly for purposes such as commentary, criticism, and education under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. This qualifies as fair use. As you can see, my ticker's at the bottom. All views expressed in this live are alleged, in my opinion, and only for entertainment purposes. Please don't go around disliking anyone else on behalf of anything that I said. I'm just out here talking. I'm just out here running my mouth. That's all we down here doing is running my mouth. That's all I'm doing. Running my mouth. Let's get into the show. Did anybody enjoy the episode this past week? I thought it was pretty good. Hey, I hope I spoke to everybody. Symmetry and Bad Girl Riri, thanks for joining me tonight. I probably should have done this yesterday or Sunday because, this week is already gotten off to a rough start. I had a long day today at work. But scene one was Destiny and Lance meeting up. I think it was a continuation from last episode. I think. It's been, I slept a lot since then, but I believe it was. So they met up at City Bowls, and Destiny says she wanted to meet up with Lance just to gain some clarity. And Lance said he feels like it would be awkward, but he wasn't not sure how it would go, but he guessed he would see. So I'm glad that they both decided to come together because I believe more than anything, Destiny was owed a conversation. Even if you don't think you owe her an apology, you owe her a conversation. Yeah, peep the baby gift. Oh, she bought, I didn't see that. How did I miss that? She bought the baby a baby gift. That's sweet because she didn't have to do anything. Uh-oh, I'm here, had to clock in. Hey, y'all. Hey, living for me. Thanks for joining. I did not. Where did you see the baby gift at Symmetry? Oh, that's so sweet. Now, I don't know if I would have gave him no baby gift. He might would have been on his own when it came to that. Hey, Ginger, how are you doing? I don't know about the baby gift, but if she did, that just goes to show that she's a nice person. It was good. I enjoyed how everyone worked on resolve. I did too. Even though Martell and Marsau, I don't think their issues actually resolved, but I'm glad that they were able to sit down. I think they probably need to be one-on-one and not in the presence of other people. When she walked in, I was wondering what she had in that bag. That was sweet. Oh, that was sweet. I did not know that. Go back, you will see the gift. I saw the gift bag in her hand, but I never put two and two together. Okay. Now I get, hey, Queen Script. Welcome to the live. When I say I didn't put any of that together, I didn't put any of that together. But that was so nice of her, because I don't know if I would have I don't know if I would have brought him into anything at all. And of course they had the pleasantries when they came in. You could tell that they were friends, right? Because when you have a friendship before you try to have a relationship, there's something about that friendship that isn't normally broken. But they did a lot of pleasantries. Lance said Destiny found out like everybody else. So I guess everybody found out via the internet or whenever the phone call came. I'm not sure, because as we know, we've got two different stories going on right here about whenever the found out was happening. Tell him hello, living for me. Tell him hello. Is it Egypt? Tell him hello. What a beauty. I love that name. Lance agreed with Destiny that he had a chance to talk to her about it, because she said you had a chance to talk and you just did not talk about it. And she said, so your family didn't know either. And he said, no, my family was unaware as well. My folks were he used the word folks. My folks were unaware as well. Lance said they didn't leave LA because the girl was in labor. He said that at the table that wasn't why they left. But Nell said, and I want to make
you were in LA?
Yeah. So you didn't know beforehand.
So he didn't know she was pregnant the whole time?
She said they found out why they were in LA. Does anybody else hear that besides me? She found out why they were in LA. And she said the girl was in labor. If I had did any longer, it would have said that. But Nell said at the table with Tisha that she found out in LA the girl, y'all gonna stop lying to us. I'd take a good deep breath on that one. You said, That's what I gather. Bad girl Riri, that is exact. Nell said, in fact, maybe I should pull up the clip because it's in my stories. Give me a second, y'all. In my video, because I did shred it up. Let me unshred it and send it over here. Give me 1 second. Where is it at? Please don't tell me I deleted it, because I have a habit of doing stuff and then deleting. Let's revert this back to its original content. Revert it. Original, yes. Send this over here to this computer, please. Give me 1 second. I'm airdropping it to my computer. Hey, Alicia, welcome to the live. I'm just moving this over to my photos so we can see this, because I want y'all to hear this liar, because she lied. She definitely lied. Video file, photos. Here we go. This is 3 minutes though.
Have it with Kimmy, and Kimmy related to Maurice. I think that as comfortable as Jada is talking to Kimmy, he also should be comfortable talking to Maurice as well.
You dish us in LA. You didn't hang out with us at all.
Not this
this year. You sure did.
I didn't really have a chance. You know, normally we don't leave early. We hang out with everyone. Lance had mentioned wanted to hang out with Ken, but he had got a call saying he needed to get back. He had a baby on the way in labor. I saw that on social.
He had a baby on the way in labor. Did anybody else hear that? Because that's what I heard. Lance had to get back because he had a baby on the way in labor. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of liars. I think everybody in Huntsville be down there lying. Where's the truth? Do y'all have any truth tellers over there? Anywho, so y'all heard that lie. Everybody put a 1 in the chat if you heard that lie. Because that was a definite, somebody lying. Was she in labor? Was she not in labor? Because, yeah. Whew, honey. Anyway, Lance said he saw potential in Destiny. I know that's right. 1111111. He saw potential in Destiny where they could take the next steps and get married. I said, boy, what? You saw potential in Destiny, but you out here sleep. Did Destiny know this? When I tell you, if anybody listened to that first part between Lance and Destiny, it was very clear they had never had any relations. It was very clear that Lance may have had feelings for Destiny that she did not have. And because she didn't act on those feelings, he went out and found him somebody he could have sex with because he had feelings for her and he was not getting what he wanted from Destiny. If any woman was paying attention, she saw straight through all of that. Anyway, Lance said they had already spoken on if they would continue to date or not. So I guess that was before she found out about the baby or whatever. So I guess he felt like because they had already talked about it, there was no reason to tell her, I guess, that the girl was pregnant or that he was expecting a baby. But I put in my quotations, Destiny wasn't giving up the goods. That was the whole reason why Lance was out here spreading it wide, hanging it low, whatever that entail. That's exactly why. You said from Lance and the godson guy seemed a little slow. Destiny may want to pass on that. Girl, pass on both of them. Because both of them seem like they're emotionally unintelligent, which is not good for anybody to be involved. This one just out here making single parent homes over here and over there. And then this one, I don't know what he doing. Boxing, bodyguarding, moving right along. I didn't put my thing in there and said, girl. But let's see. Destiny said they were friends before all of this, and Lance lacks. He has a lack of honesty, which messed up their friendship. Omitting, he said, no, I didn't lie. And she said, omitting is just like being dishonest, which I totally agree with that. The very fact that he omitted the fact that he knew that there was someone pregnant, that he had pregnant, and the very fact that he did not tell her, although they had been casually dating, because that's what they were doing, casually dating, it could have affected her. Because here's my thing is, everybody you lay down with, you take part of their DNA with you, and that's just a fact of life. So what you get from them, you pass on to someone else. That is so irresponsible. We need to pass on every guy in the world. When you sleep with multiple women, Lord forgive me, I sound like Andrew Caldwell. When you sleep with multiple women or you sleep with multiple men without using some type of protection, so we know there's a baby that was born, so there was no protection used, you are being irresponsible. That's just it. There's nothing else to say about that. You're just being irresponsible, and you need a reality check. I think Destiny should wait to see if Ken's friend is single. Oh no, she don't want him, Queen Script. There's a video out circulating the airways where he is a total male chauvinist. He has no respect for women. So no, we're gonna pass on him too. Destiny needs to wait on God. She needs to wait on God to bring her a man, because these right here in Huntsville, I don't think, symmetry, nope. There is, when I say that video made me cringe listening to him talk, hopefully it was a joke, but I don't think it was a joke because he seemed very serious. Uh-oh, exactly, Ginger. I mean, if I can find it, I'm gonna post it on my site, or I may come back and do a video about it. Wait on God, bad girl Riri. Wait on him. Wait, I say on the Lord, and be of good courage. Really, I didn't see that video. Yes, Alicia. It was a video. What is the name of her? Shot Reality TV posted it the other day. And so I went looking for it. When I tell you he's a no-no on a no-no, I don't know if any woman who would want to deal with him on a day-to-day basis. Baby, no ma'am. He got some issues. Trust me, he got some issues. Casually dating, Lance said he had feelings. And he said, I am a person. Although you have feelings, right? You casually dating, you have feelings. So if you had feelings, we're just gonna throw this out here on the streets. If you had feelings, why not? You knew she was being celibate. And if you're gonna run out here and be with other women, I'm just trying to tell you this, boy. Listen to me. If you're gonna run out here and be with other women, you should have used some protection. Covered it up, wrapped it up. In fact, the man was telling me he needed a vasectomy. He should have done what it needed if he wanted to pursue her into a full-fledged relationship. Now he pursued himself into a full-fledged single parent because now he's a Mr. Mom. All right, praise ye the Lord. Moving right along. I heard him mention kids. As wrong as this may be, I wonder how many baby mamas he had. And Symmetry, I said that same thing when I was listening to him talk. I was like, I wonder how many single parent homes he has out here in the publications, especially since he mentioned my baby's mom, that Arion had been by his baby's mom. Yeah. So let's see. Lance said he hired his bodyguard for Destiny and she was flirting with him. And I put, was that projection? You was out here doing something, because if you see, they flash back at I guess it was last season, where Destiny's having that event and they're sitting out on the lanai on the patio, and the bodyguard is just standing there. I didn't know it was her bodyguard. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention last season, just like I didn't pay attention to that gift hard enough. He was standing there, and then Lance goes, it seems like you're already busy or something. So, because she was flirting with the guy. So I think that, to me, that may have been projection, because Lance maybe felt rejected. I don't know, because they didn't really explore this relationship more. But I do think Lance did have feelings. He wasn't getting what he thought his needs were met, because you can go, trust me, gentlemen, you can go without getting it. You can go without getting it. You don't need it every day. So he thought he wasn't getting his needs met, and he went out and got his needs met. Now he has an 18-year assignment to a child, because you got 18 years to get him to adulthood, or 21 really, but 18 at least to get him off to college. Would you say? But he never mentioned to her exactly. He never mentioned that was his god brother, and I thought that was odd. Last season, if he brought the gentleman on just as his bodyguard, he didn't give her the details, because most of the time I'm like, hey, you know what? I got this guy. He's a boxer. He's a bodyguard. Let me bring him to you. He could be your bodyguard, and he's my god brother. He'll do it. But none of that was mentioned. Lance tells her that is his god brother. The bodyguard said that he was interested in Destiny. And the bodyguard's a nice looking young man. I'm not sure. I think he may have been a little camera shy too, because if you notice, he never made eye contact with Nail or even with Lance. He looked at the ground the whole time. So I think that he may be a little camera shy. So before we give him the slow mark, before we put that mark on his back, I think he may have been a little camera shy. And then Lance apologized, which I totally respect him for. He apologized. I put that was kind. And then I saw Destiny had the Gucci bag on the table, and I said, I wonder, is that the Gucci bag that Stormy gave her? Really cute little clutch, beautiful purse. Lance asked Destiny how was dating. She said, I'm taking my time, just like I did with you, which further let me know that she wasn't giving up the goods to little bitty Lance. He responded, We took some time, maybe too much time, because I put the caption on because I couldn't understand exactly what he said. So I put the caption on my TV and rewind it. He said, I'm going to say it again. He responded, we took some time, maybe too much time. And she said, is that why you made a baby? Come on, Destiny. In scene. Is that why you went out there and made a baby? Because you had no self-control and you had to go out there. You felt like you had to go play with your weed whacker. Baby, come on. When will men learn? When will they ever learn? Poor Lance. Destiny really does have big D energy. You can tell she drives. Exactly. I said the same thing, girl. Bad girl Riri. When I was like, she drove this young man crazy because he is, I'm not sure how much younger than Destiny is. What they say, 6 years? Was it 5 or 6 years? But you could tell he really liked Destiny. Just in his body contact with her, his conversation, the way he smiled, he was almost smitten by her at that table. Even she was kind of giving him the Google. I mean, I was like, oh, they have a great chemistry. But baby, you done went out here and did the fool. You out here made a baby. You crazy? Girl, they better stop. YouTube, stop blocking her messages. Are you crazy? I don't know what she put in those messages. Yep, he did that. Exactly. But I appreciate him apologizing. Apology won't fix it, right? It won't fix it. But Destiny had enough grace to give him to she had enough grace for him to accept the apology and be able to move on without them being enemies. And I really, when I tell you I like that part of it, I really do like that part of it. Scene 2, the guys meet up at X Golf. Now, this right here was a hot boo-boo mess. Maurice, Chris, Ken, Will, Martell, and Lance. Martell and Lance start talking. Wait a minute, what did she say? I'm glad it didn't ruin their... I am too. I'm glad it didn't ruin their friendship because you wouldn't believe how sometimes... That's why it's not good to get into a actual relationship with friends because it ruins the friendship. But when you can remain celibate friends and then test the waters if maybe this is someone I want to be with, and because the thing is, you can say I love you and you can love a person, but I think it takes, this is my personal opinion, remember all views expressed in this video is just this crazy girl named Lady Rowe. But my personal opinion is that it takes time to fall in love with someone. I can like you, I can love you as a person, and I want to see you hurt, have a lot of empathy for you, but for me to fall in love with you takes time. And I think that's what relationships have. You have to cultivate that love and give it a little bit of time so you can fall in love with a person without just jumping in the bed, because sometimes you mix up X for love. And it's not always that, because with men it's physical. With women, sometimes we take it a little bit deeper and it becomes to heart. You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame Destiny. Stop letting people pull at your heartstrings. If you want to be celibate, be celibate. If they can't handle that, adios amigos. See you next time. And however that looks. Destiny did show quite a bit of grace. She showed exactly Queen Script she did. The very fact that she showed grace that was not extended to her shows the growth that Destiny has made in whatever journey she's on with living with life after, I don't want to say lockup, but life after divorce from a narcissist or from someone who we know may allegedly DV'd her. So I can't say we know, but allegedly DV'd her because I don't want to get myself or my channel in any trouble. But this is what she said. We believe women until there's proof that there's otherwise something else going on, and we have no other proof but what she said. We do know somebody went to jail for it, though. We do know that she was actually very easy on him. That's a very healed person. Exactly, bad girl Riri. When I say the very fact that she was able to talk to him with respect. She didn't yell, she didn't scream, she didn't beat on the table. She communicated very effectively. Communication. There was no misunderstanding. There was no, and if you listen to Lance, he has a lot of, he needs to mature a lot because his conversation was not clear. She was making very clear points. She was getting to it. And the very fact that she extended the grace to accept his apology, I believe was great. Well, she has 2 life coaches. She does have 2 life coaches. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. And so, you know, I really appreciate the fact that she has done the work. A lot of us, including myself, could use some therapy and heal from past traumas and past situations. So, and a therapist, that's right, Symmetry, and a therapist. I think a lot of us could use some of that. I listen to Coach Dion in the morning, and even sometimes what does she do? Wednesdays, she does a Wednesday session, and Coach Dion is very knowledgeable, but she also provides you with that hard stuff and a lot of that soft stuff as well. So she's beating you up, telling you what you need to do and why aren't you doing it. She's holding your feet to the fire, and then on the other hand, she's giving you grace and love and telling you it's okay. You have another day. You can still do it this way. So if y'all have an opportunity or a chance, check out Dion on Demand. When I tell you she's been dropping down some nuggets, I really enjoy listening to her. I even enjoy her daily jogs because she be, you know, giving us tidbits while she's jogging, and then she'll give us a prayer at the end. I really appreciate that because more than anything, none of us know it all. This life is by trial and error, right? So just like children, they don't come with a rule book, neither does life. So you're going through life and you're trying your best to make things happen. And we hit some stumbling blocks and we bump our heads and we hit our elbows and scrape up our knees as we go through life. But it's what we learn and keep moving forward. That's maturity. And what we saw in Destiny this episode, she didn't snap off. She, even with Nail, she stayed calm. She was very precise, very, very kind, and she actually she communicated very effectively. When I say she didn't waver on communication, she held her feet to the fire, and she did it in a very respectful manner. I'm telling you, Destiny has she is showing maturity and growth in this past episode. She did. I believe if people pay attention to this show, they will see who Destiny really is, because she's showing us. You have a lady who has gone through some turmoils. When I talk about getting your knees hit, life banging you up, your elbows and your knees, and she's gone through some stuff. But we're gonna get on through that when we get down there to Nell, because with Nell, I think we're gonna see a lot more of how she held Nell accountable, and she held herself accountable, and in the same process, she provided grace. Let's see, grace and exactly symmetry. Yes, I agree. Sibo, thanks for joining me. She played to Nell's. Yes, and you know what? Nell ate it up. Hooker sinker. She ate it up. Yes, she did. She calmed Nell. She did, because Nell was being a hothead like always. She really has grown. Her patience and grace was noticeable. Exactly. Very, very noticeable. And I'm glad that I wasn't the only one to notice it. I'm glad that you guys noticed it as well, because it was really good to see. You said she let Nell know she needed her. Exactly. And you know what? That's a part of effective communicating. When you effectively communicate with someone, you let them know, this is how I feel, and this is what I need from you. And in turn, that person can tell you, I can't provide this, or yes, I can. Nell wants to be needed. Nell wants someone to call upon her for life skills or whatever she does, life coaching, I believe. And so we see how that goes with Nell, but I think Nell probably needs to go to counseling and do some of her own work, because we see how she has behaved throughout these episodes. Sibo said, finally caught a live. I watch your replay. I have to get back to work. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. Please hit the like button, you guys. Please hit the like button. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. I have 107 subscribers, and I really appreciate everyone for subscribing. Where was I at? Oh, yeah. Martell and Lance talk about Destiny, which I kind of Martell really doesn't have a lot to give us this season. If you just listen to him, he's kind of given us a little bit of whatever he's got to give, and it hasn't been a lot. The rest of the cast given us their lives, right? And I don't know if it's because he's still negotiating something. I don't know, but I'll be glad when he hits that punch and coming out here with his life, because baby, right now you talking about Disney. What about you, buddy? What's going on with you? Don't talk about the Scotts. What's going on with you? That's what we want to know. We don't care nothing else about what you got to talk about, but what you got going on. We don't care. Marsau and Letitia seem to be doing fine. What you doing over there, Martell? Martell and Lance talk about Destiny not knowing he had a baby, and the guys gossip about Destiny being interested in one of his boys. Lance said that he had feelings for Destiny. He told Martell that, and I said, I put it in quotation, this ninja is relieved. I think the very fact that he had not spoken to her, he had a baby on the way, knowing that even though they may have not been on the up and up, things will weigh heavy on you, especially when you're holding a secret. Secrets are just not easy to carry sometimes. So I think he felt relieved. That's why he told Martell he had feelings. Marcel came in. Wait a minute, where am I at? I done got ahead of myself. They talked about vasectomies. Maurice said that he encouraged everybody to get a vasectomy, and they went back to show Maurice getting his vasectomy. I think him and Marcel got vasectomies at around the same time, and then Marcel arrives. Marcel comes in and he speaks to everybody. When I say he speaks, he goes around the table, he talks, he dabs everybody, and he does this to Martell. And Martell goes, "Oh, he thinks that we're cool. He comes in speaking to me." Let me tell you something. I don't know how everybody else was raised, but my mama raised me, my mama and my dad, because I had both parents at the house, and they said, when you walk into a room, you speak, because all the people in there already been there. So when you come in, you say hello to everybody else in the room. Even if you don't shake their hands, you speak to everybody in the room. I don't know about anybody else. Anybody else learn that when they was growing up? Because that's what I was taught. You don't just walk in a room and not speak. You speak to everybody. But Martell was, in there thinking like, we're fine, we're cool, we're friends. We're not friends. Oh boy, it sounded like a juvenile. Anywho, Marcel said he doesn't go back down. He doesn't back down from confrontation. That's what he said. And Marcel said, and I quote, "I'm here to be nothing more than gas. And if there's a spark, then it's going to blow." When I heard that, I had to pause it so I could write it down word for word. I'm here to be nothing but gas. And if there's a spark, then it's going to blow. And I really believe that it probably would have blown. Only thing is, I don't feel like Marcel has a really strong argument, because he's trying to bid his stop trying to bid your case. Don't go back and forth with nobody. What's wrong with you, boy? That's one thing I'm gonna go back and forth only for so long, and after a while I'm gonna say what I got to say and it's over, because I know if I keep going back and forth, it's going to get violent. So who wants to keep talking? Arguments lead to confrontations and fights. So we got to learn how to walk away and stop. We got to learn how to walk away and stop. Martell started talking about Marcel coming in and speaking and was acting like they were cool, and he calls it fakery, but I don't know. I think Martell's a little fake, if you ask me. Ken starts talking about him and Trisha and how nothing is moving forward. Ken isn't sure if he's ready to marry Trisha. And the men say it's a lot, that Trisha carries a lot of baggage and so on and so forth. I agree. I totally agree. I think that Trisha is baggage. I believe Trisha should have ended one relationship before she got into another one. But that's her problem. It ain't none of mine. I don't have nothing to do with it. Baby, I wish her and Ken the best of luck. And what's her ex-husband, Marquez. Baby, I wish they triangle, they trio, the menage a trois, whatever they got going on. I wish them good luck. That's all I can do for them. I ain't got nothing else for you. Not even another word. Marcel said he needs to put himself back on the mark. Marcel tells Ken, you need to put yourself back on the market. You out here wasting your time, buddy, spinning your wheels and that dirt, you ain't going nowhere. You need to put yourself back on the market. Ken says that he has always been very patient. And Martell asked Ken, how did he know Ari? Now that just popped up out of nowhere. Maybe there was something edited that segued to that, but all I heard was, hey, how did you know Ariane? And he said he didn't know her. He said, I don't know her. Then Will said that she had been by his child's mother's house and that he had seen her one time. And they started going around the table asking if they had met her. And it became a running joke at that point. Because why would you ask a grown man how he knew Aria unless you thought he had been with her? Did anybody else find that suspicious? I found that kind of strange, but Martell does a lot of strange things for this change that he gets on the show. Let's see. Martell said he asked Marcel through a text if he had seen Ariane with someone. Now, why does that matter? Why does that matter, and do we care? We don't care. We don't care if she's been with somebody. Dude, you was married and you was with her, so if she was with somebody, you was still married when you get out of here. She could have been with all the men in Huntsville, and who are you to talk about it? Dude, you ain't married her yet. If I was her, I have a dude every week. I wouldn't be sleeping with him, but I had one for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because Ariane is not an ugly woman. She's not an ugly woman. She sat there and waited on Martell. Babe, I would have been in the streets. What? Please. Wait on you for what? Catch me if you can. That's what I would have done for Martell. But hey, she like it. I love it. Will makes a joke and says he used to train Ariane back in the day. And the guys start laughing. But he was sitting real close to Martell. That could have ended really bad. So I'm glad that they giggled about it. Maurice said that's how insinuations are. That's how insinuations are. They're very uncomfortable. And Maurice is always going to try to be philosophical and, pull out the encyclopedia and try to give you go through the thesaurus and try to give you something really high-minded. But I understood what he meant. The very fact that when you insinuate something on someone, it is uncomfortable. So the guys go outside. Marceau says, I'm hungry. I want to eat some coleslaw in the back of a Buick. A lot of coleslaw. I thought that was hilarious. He was really being the gas, waiting on a spark when he said that. Marceau said he was trying to get under Martell's skin, and we could tell. He says he feels like there is Will says he feels like there's another issue between the guys. And I kind of agree with that. And then Martell starts talking about the buyout of Skolt, and how that Marcel was working at a theater, and he saw that, you have a family, you need to do the X, Y, and Z. So he offered to go in business with him. And so they opened up Skolt. But Marceau, this is why I said I feel like his argument wasn't strong enough, because he was trying to explain. I had X amount of apartment buildings. I had this, I had this, I had this. And we know there was a set of apartments at one point because they were in Letitia's name. If we go back through the archives of the show, they had a set of apartments. And it's not unrealistic for people who own rental property to work. I own rental property, and I work every day of the week, Monday to Friday. I am a full-time employee for some entity, right? So it's not uncommon. One of my coworkers owns several. She owns like a lot of rental property, and she still works. In fact, she's been at the business almost 40 years. She needs to go home, but she owns a lot of rental property. And so people still work because they're accustomed to a certain lifestyle. It has nothing to do with what you have. Assets are assets. And that is how we generate generational wealth, is by collecting assets and working, so that when we get through, because we have to use that money from work to fund the generational wealth. And then from there, you're able to retire and have money, plus have that asset generating money as well. So I definitely understand Marcel's point. I just felt like he didn't have a strong enough argument for Martell, because Martell to me was eating him up right there. He said 9 years ago they started Skult. Martell was caught cheating, and he decided he would burn down everybody's relationship. And that's true. Martell has gone through, he's touched on Maurice, he's touched on Chris, he's touched on Marsau and Tisha. He really is gunning for Marsau. And I think I have found out exactly where the basis of some of their drama comes from. We'll look at that in a minute. Marsau talks about when on the 10th anniversary, how he made the comment that Martell had been a busy bee. He said, but I apologized for that. He said, but Martell is always having interviews about me, which is true. We know that Marsau, when he's fed up, because he responds. So we're not going to say he don't do interviews, but he does respond. But Martell and Mel, I'm going to add her in here too. If you go back to seasons past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, they actually at one point got on to Mel about her constant use of social media, and Martell as well. One time Martell and Mel were arguing about who stays on social media the most, posting stuff, and they were still married at the time. So with that being said, we know that Martell is more apt to be vindictive on social media, and Marsau is more apt to respond on social media to what Martell has said. Martell replies, I have never showed that I've had a problem with you, Marsau. And I'm going to show you where I believe Martell is lying. Let's go through his.
And he's like, he hits me up like, hey man, you and Martell good? I'm like, yeah, we're good. And he's like, you need to give him a call. I'm like, we're good.
How can you tell Sadar that we good? You know we're not good.
The second I found out it wasn't, you know what I did?
You called me.
Why? That's what men do.
Yeah. Oh,
and what I'm sick about is the fact that I had to hear from Sadar and not from Martell. Wow.
Yeah. Well,
I must have been pretty bad, whatever I did.
No, it's just like all the phony stuff. I don't like all the talking amongst you.
What are you talking about? Help me out with this specific. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll take it all the way back to the 47 acres. I mean, I know that's old stuff. I'll take it all the way back there.
We've discussed that.
No, I know, but still, that fakeness still coming from you. I mean, a total fakeness.
Okay, y'all stole the land. I don't care
stole
what.
something. Like,
okay,
what?
Okay, y'all got the land.
And people really believe that.
I said there's nothing
people
that I've not said.
That.
Well, it's the truth. And I said it to your face.
It's the truth.
How mad can you be at me? You must want to throw this whole damn friendship away.
I understand it.
That was one example. And there are several examples of where Martell has shown that he has had a problem with Marsau. So the 47 acres was just one. Hey, Live with Loyalty. The 47 acres was one example, right? And in this example, he talked about other things. Martell really has an issue with Marsau because Martell was supposed to be that guy, not Marsau, right? Marsau is a fan favorite. Although people like to hate on the Scotts, they like Marsau. They like Marsau. Believe you can say what you want to. They like Marsau. Martell said he only had the interview because Marsau and Tisha were telling lies because of the lies they were telling. I said, but I put in my comments in quotations, but that indeed is a lie. He only had the interview because Marsau and Tisha responded, because they never come out here first. They always come out and respond. I don't care what nobody say. You've never seen Tisha just come out and say, oh, this, that about Martell. You never hear that. When they come to the screen, it's always in a response to some crap that's already out here. Let's be honest. Jinju said, that's the issue. That's the issue. Marsau was never supposed to be that guy. It was always supposed to be Martell. And the very fact that Marsau has a wife regardless of what they've gone through. Someone said that they were separated. Marsau and Tisha never said they were separated. They never said that. So I'm never going to put that on them. Okay. What I am going to say is that whatever trials and tribulations they've gone through as a husband and wife, they've overcome it. They've overcome it. And they are still together 19 years later. They just celebrated an anniversary last week. They are still together 19 years later, moving forward in their marriage, and their marriage is blossoming. They have 3 children, 3 beautiful children, who they are creating generational wealth for. Marsau is building his wife a mansion, a home that most women only dream about, right? One I will only dream about. I doubt if this man gonna be a 10,000 square foot house. These 3 is all I'm gonna get. So when I say that is a plus, they are living a life that most women, she's living a soft life and a life that most women only dream about. They made an agreement when Marsau and Tisha got married that she would stay at home and take care of the children. And Marsau did not want her working. No matter what anybody, he did not want her working. He didn't want her out. He wanted her at the house taking care of the kids. And that's okay. That is okay. Ladies, if your husband wants you to stay at home, stay at home. You don't have to get out here and work every day, because guess what? Work is ghetto. Take it from me. Work is ghetto. It's ghetto. It's ghetto. Martell wanted to be fan favorite, both the millimeters and non-millimeters. Look, exactly. Everybody loves Marsau. And the thing is, he's so sarcastic, but he's hilarious at the same time. He never cracks a smile when he's being sarcastic. You just have to know this is sarcasm. And I love it, because I get it. I get his sarcasm. Remember when he walked into Mel's? Exactly. And he kept saying, they here to see me, Mel. They here to see me. Right. Say it with me. So yes. So I really believe a lot of Martell's issue is, and I'm not going to say it's jealousy, but it could be a little envious. A little envy that this is not supposed to be you. I was with this lady who were power couple of the year, but yet you could not control your emotions, and you had no self-control, and you went out here and did what you did, and you kept doing it. You wouldn't stop doing it. But here's the thing, when she made up her mind to leave, it was going to be a wrap anyway, because she wanted the fame just like you want the fame. Y'all, 2 sides of the same coin. 2 sides of the same coin. You was going to be divorced, I believe, regardless. I'm not going to say she would still be with him if it wasn't for this show. I believe she was still going to divorce him once she got a little bit of money in her pocket and she had the money to leave. I totally believe that she wouldn't still be with him. Because they were already separated before the show started. Let's be real. And then Martell says, we was bros. And Marsau says, I ain't your bro. I don't know who you talking about, but it ain't me. I ain't your bro. And then they started having a D-swinging contest. I kind of blacked out on all the rest of it. Will said they should just respect each other. And that's where the problem comes, because Marsau has already said he has no respect for Martell at all. And Marsau said, I just want you to keep my name out your mouth. That's it. And you know what? Honestly, that's fair. If you think about it, like I said before, Marsau and Tisha have never come out here and just started stuff. They've never just came on live and said, today they pull up their phone and said, today we're going to talk about Martell and Mel and blah, blah, blah. They've never done that. Whenever you've seen them come to social media, it's always been in response. They've never come out here and started this. The 47 acres was a point of contention because they were trying to do it as the comeback group. And Mel and Martell went because these, the Scots were going a little slow. And then when they applied for their loans, they only used Kimmy and Letitia instead of all 4 of them being on the loan. And when they did that, the host decided that they would go behind them and get investors. That's how the 47 acres became a big drama, because nobody was getting it to move along. So, and I believe the reason why the guys didn't put their name on it was because of the issue with Martell and Mel. That's a whole another conversation for another day. Scene 3. Nell meets up with Lance. Please like the video. I hope you guys are liking it. I see that we have 22 in the chat. That's a high for me. Scene 3, Nell meets up with Lance and Antoine at Rocket City Boxing. Lance invited Nell to box with him and her godson, Twan. His name is Antoine, but they call him Twan. And they talked about the baby and about Destiny. Trish told Destiny that Twan was interested in her. Nell asked Twan if he had hit it. I thought that was so disrespectful. He said, no, ma'am. And I put him in quotation. Why is Nell trying to police Destiny's for JJ? We need this. Nell, we need you to come to this chat and answer. In fact, come to the front. You come on to the front because it's your time to get a beat down. Nell asked if Destiny was trying to get back at Lance. Lance is a whole grown man. Let's keep it there. He got babies in different area codes, I'm sure. He got children. Yeah, Carlos, you come to the front too. Living for me got something for you. Yes, exactly, Ginger. Nell was really weird in that moment. What in the world are you talking about? Girl, who are you? When I tell you, I felt just like Queen Scripts just said, it was uncomfortable. Who asked her son that? My son is of age, right? In his grown age, I would never go to, as a teenager, I might would ask him something like that. But as a grown man, girl, I'm gonna ask him nothing like that because I don't care. I want to know that. Trust me, I don't want to know that. Nell said Destiny always says she respects her, but she ain't looking at this as respect. Girl, what did you talk about? Nell's got to get out of those fellas. Girl, she got to. What are you doing? Get out of their drawers. I do not ask my adult children those things. Me either. Because I don't want to know. I want to still think of them as innocent people. I don't know what you're doing out here in the streets. Nell said that Destiny always says she respects her, but she ain't looking at this as respect. And I put, short lady, go have a seat. In fact, Nell, go have a, little lady, go sit down. You go sit down because you tripping. I said, this don't have nothing to do with you. What are you doing? I was a soccer mom, so I have a lot of sons, and I would never, exactly, bad girl, Riri. What in the world? What in the world? Lance said there are no ties and that he has never had relations with Destiny. But his mammy still don't believe that. Ain't that crazy? Lance said he and Destiny were friends and are friends. He made that very clear. We were and we are friends. And he said, how did the relationship with Lance? No, I put, how did the relationship with Lance spill over into your relationship with Nell? That makes no sense. You are giving weird, Nell. How did your relationship with Destiny spill over to Lance's relationship with Destiny? Because they were dating casually, whatever they were doing. But how did what they have going on spill over to your relationship? That is, to me, the weirdest thing ever. She definitely needs some therapy. I don't know. Somebody put some people in the chat she can see. Coach Dion, come to the front because you need to talk to Nell. She crazy. She loco ono. Oh my Jesus. Shoot, I'm still shocked I got grandkids. Exactly. Me too. How did these kids get here with my innocent babies? Right. I want to see Nell with her daughter and niece. I want to too. Take her back to the daycare. Show her when the daycare is closed, the children are gone, so we can see what she's doing in the daycare. We don't want her with these boys because to me that is weird. Boys gonna be boys. We know what is the thing we say when we were kids. Boys are made from something that snails and puppy dog tails. That's what little boys are made of. Girl, what are you at? You a girl. Go over there with the girls. Leave the boys alone. Let the boys play. Because these are not boys. Those are men. Let them be. And I think that's something Nell has to learn. Last scene is Nell and Destiny. Woo, honey, let me catch my breath because this lady, her. Woo, let me get a drink of water. Nell, you need Jesus. We're going to pray for you, honey, because God got it. Only God can do it. I think it's a song out there that said only God can do it. Because the way you think that you run everybody around you's parts, man parts, lady parts, especially the ones that you done birthed, the ones you got. No, man. Whew. Nell and Destiny, they meet up at Chop Shop Fresh Salad. Destiny says she thought after talking with Lance, she needed to speak with Nell. And I'm glad that she did. Hello, Melissa Burnett. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Says, let's see where we're at. Destiny says she thought that she needed to speak with Nell. And I think that's respectful because they did have a relationship of some sort. And I believe that clearing the air is probably best. And nothing beats an understanding but an understanding. So I appreciate Destiny for even wanting to talk to Nell. Destiny said she has called and ran things by Nell for the past decade. I didn't know that. Did y'all know that Destiny and Nell had a relationship where they actually spoke, and maybe Nell has given her some life coach lessons and different things? But Destiny said they have, and I appreciate Destiny for being honest with the TV about that. They talked about the Sunny situation and the bachelorette party. I thought, now correct me if I'm wrong, I understand both sides. I understand the fact that Destiny felt kind of betrayed, because if I've known you for the past decade, which is 10 years, then I would expect, you're welcome, Miss Melissa. I would expect you to treat me a little better than you bringing Sunny along. Then I understand it from Nell's point. She had no issue with with Sunny. So and also they're working on a TV show. So bringing Sunny in, actually, it was something that probably had to be done anyway because of production. So we're not going to act like we're oblivious to what happens in the TV world, right? You're so welcome. I appreciate you coming in, believe it or not. I really do appreciate you coming in. I remember her saying she knew Nell before any of the other ladies. And I remember that too. After she mentioned it, it dawned on me again. Bad girl Riri. Thanks for speaking to Melissa. I appreciate that, ladies. Show her how kind we are, because we are a group that really, we giggle and laugh and joke with each other for sure. When they talked about the bachelorette party, so again, I understand both sides, but I really wish at that point Nell, instead of being so defensive, would have understood what Destiny's point was. I felt like she didn't give her any grace. Nell didn't. She was like, this, and this, and Destiny listened. She was very attentive. She paid it. She looked her in the eye and she listened. I really appreciate Destiny for, again, baby, when I tell you that maturity showed this episode, it showed. She said LA was interesting. And then Nell goes in on Letitia. Why? Letitia needs to mind her own business, and she needs to stay out of my business. Girl. And then Nell goes, she says, no baby was born when we left LA. But let's watch this one more time. Fair use, we're just using this. It's copyrighted material, but we're just using this for commentary and criticism and education.
Yeah.
We all did.
It was like, what the?
You did show us in LA. You didn't hang out with us at all.
Not this year, you sure did.
I didn't really have a chance. Normally we don't leave early. We hang out with everyone. Lance had mentioned wanted to hang out with Ken, but he had got a call saying he needed to get back. He had a baby on the way in labor. I saw that on social media.
Me too. We all did.
It was like, what the?
He had a baby on the way in labor. We all heard them words, okay? But Nell said no baby being born was caused when we left, was the cause of us leaving LA. But you told us that's why you left, Nell. You told us that was episode number 2. Girl. Nell gets into Destiny's business about Twan. And she said, let's be clear. Destiny said, let's be clear. Let's be clear. She said, in Lance's situation, she and Lance's situation was already going a certain way. And it was because it was beginning to feel different. I'll just summarize it or paraphrase it. She said it was beginning to feel different. And she said I didn't know I was, and Nell said I didn't know anything about that. She said, are we supposed to update the world? And that is a clear, concise response to someone telling you that they didn't know that your relationship was not going the way they thought it was going. Neil said, I'm just saying my facts, my truth. You don't have any truth in someone else's relationship. You're not even involved in it. Girl, go get yourself together. You were losing your mind. Trust me, you going crazy. Go over there and check yourself into somebody's therapy session and you talk to somebody. Because what me and my husband have going on don't have nothing to do with his mama. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And what me and my husband got going on didn't have nothing to do with my mama. And that's how life goes. Girl. You said I was making googly eyes while your son was making babies. Clear, concise, straight to the point, not wavering. I love it, Destiny. So why are we upset again? So why are you upset that I was flirting with Twan and your son out here making a whole procreating and bringing you another grandchild for you to help him raise? Girl, get on out of here. You tripping. Lance said that Destiny said Lance was moving different. And Nell started naming several men, Moses and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And Destiny said, Moses was my boyfriend. He was my man. And then she said, and I ain't never slept with your son. I was like, read her, please. Because, baby, she deserved whatever that was. She deserved it. Hey, Annette Johnson, thanks for joining the live. I appreciate you being in here tonight. Destiny said, I ain't never slept with your son. And Destiny, her voice kind of went down. And she said, I'm trying to find my forever too. She said, you have yours. I'm trying to find mine. And when I tell you I respect that, I respect that to the fullest. I'm trying to find my forever lady. I'm not out here sleeping with all these people that you're naming. I'm looking for someone I can spend the rest of my life with, someone to love me. I can love them and we could grow old together. And you have a man that you have considered your forever. He's giving you this big, beautiful ring. You've had a marriage, a repeat of your vows, but you are trying to get in the middle of whatever I got going on, and I'm not going to let it happen. Desi said that she didn't know that Twan was her godson, which was the truth as far as we know, because Lance said he never told her that was his god brother. And I put Destiny gave Nell a lot of grace, probably a lot more grace, because if she had been talking like that to me, it probably would have been elevated. I have to learn sometimes when people be tripping to not go there with them, to just look at them sometime and just see if they'll relax. Will you relax, or are you just gonna be over there being unseemly? Destiny said there are a lot of women who have mothered her, even though she didn't have a mother around her. She said Benell was one of those mothers, and the scene ended. And you guys, I really thought this episode was good. I think it was a great episode. I think we've seen some things resolve, the Lance, Destiny, Nell issue. I think also with Destiny giving Nell grace, it softened her Nell up. Because Nell came in there, rah. She came in there hot, like somebody did in somebody's live the other night. Nell came in there hot. And then Destiny's calm voice, her demeanor, her straight, clear, concise statements and comments brought her all the way down to being respectful. Destiny gave a lot of grace when none was given to her. Nell was not giving Destiny grace until she gave her grace. And I think even as adults, as we go through this life, that's something we could all utilize. Me, myself, even took corners from that. Sometimes we have to give the other person grace because we don't know what anyone's going through daily. But if we give someone else grace, it may diffuse some of the situations. And I really appreciate Destiny showing that to us, because that is growth. And I appreciate that. Queen Script, what did you say? She showed us that she knows Neil. She gave her what she needed. Exactly. Definitely. I want to we have a new one in the room. Miss Annette Johnson, thank you so much for coming in. I hope you enjoyed the live. You said it was real good. Nell seemed to be angry about something. She's having another issue somewhere. I agree. And I think maybe Nell is just a hothead. And I don't know if that's even a proper thing to say. We saw how she reacted with her stepdaughter, how she talked to her children, and she's a lot of explicits. But I really believe that Nell just may be a hothead. She may be a know-it-all. But one thing about relationships, especially other people's relationships, is not easy to gauge them. I can't gauge your relationship because I don't know your relationship. So I think that's where Nell actually fell short on this episode, is being in the middle of a guy's relationship that she was unaware of what was going on. She wasn't even aware that her son had someone pregnant. But you're so busy trying to police Destiny's lady parts. You have an issue, darling. And it's not cute. It's not even cool. Regardless of this being reality TV or not, I really believe that what Nell did to Destiny was disrespectful. It was totally disrespectful. The things she said about her, going from person to person talking, even the way she talked about Letitia Scott, disrespectful. All of these ladies talk. Nell talk. They all talk. So why in the world are you getting mad at one person for talking when you do the same thing? Everybody talks. Let's see what y'all saying in the chat. Destiny has definitely become the voice of reason on the show. She's a great connect for all the parties. I agree. I believe that she actually could be that head girl if given a chance, because she could be the one who's the neutralizer. Kimmy has normally been the neutralizer, but I don't know, for some reason I'm not feeling neutralization coming from Kimmy this season. I don't know if it's just the way they're editing the show, but I'm not really seeing it. Nell stay up in her kid. She does, Melissa. She stays up in her kid. And that's not healthy, because that's part of the reason why your children stay in your pocket, stay on your nerves, stay in your house, because you stay in their business. Why not stay here and save my money? I think Chris said the only one that hasn't caused them any problem has been the daughter. So, and I don't even know if it was the daughter, if it was the niece that they're raising as a daughter. I don't know. But she knows her son. Exactly, Symmetry. You know your son so well, but you had no idea that he had a baby on the way. This baby was incubating for 9 months and appeared, and that's when you found out. Child, please. I knew the moment that my son found out that he had a girl pregnant. We was right, Mama, I got a baby coming. Oh, okay. My grandbaby's 10 years old, but no, is he 10? No, he's 11. But baby, when I tell you one of the joys of my life, being a grandmother is a joy. Living for me 100%. It was very disrespectful. When you start, another woman start talking up under your clothes and you ain't my mama or my sister, that's disrespectful. Even with my sister, it's a level of respect we got to have between each other. My sister be telling me some stuff sometimes, be like, la, 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 la. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to think about my brother-in-law like that. La, 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 la. It may have been filmed when Lexi was going on. It may have been. I didn't even think about that, Ginger. It may have been. Could have been. But you know, there's several things going on in this picture, because we know allegedly, let me move that, we know allegedly, I ain't even gonna say allegedly because it's in the publications, Chris Fletcher, was dealing with his issues with his real estate license. So that all of that could have been going on at this time. But does that give you an excuse to be disrespectful to your coworkers, to your friends? It doesn't. Get up on that girl's dress. Come on back up here with the rest of us. This air up here is fresh, is clean, is clear. You don't have to be up under someone's clothes. This says Kimmy's tired of Neil. She is. She's tired of Neil. But I agree. The grace that Destiny gave her showed us that Destiny has a whole other side. We know that Destiny gentle parents her child because he be banging her all upside the head while she live and playing and doing the things that little boys do. So I really believe that Destiny's softer side is showing. She's showing us who she is. She's always had to be guarded. She's always had to be strong. And I believe she's breaking down some of those walls of being strong. And I really appreciate that. And is love those little brats. Exactly, girl. Love my babies. All three of them. Queen script. Deflect. Exactly, Ginger. Deflecting. And deflecting is not healthy for relationships. If you feel like you can't handle something, you just need to say it. I have some friends that call me sometimes and I feel like they just dump on me, right? They could call me and I'll be working, so I listen and chime in on little things they have going on. But sometimes I feel like I'm being weighed down with other people's drama. So one day I told one of my friends to call and give me all their drama. I was like, I'm sorry. Today I can't only wear my problems. I can't wear yours. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I just I don't possess the capability to do that today. They were upset. But I said it just like I'm saying it to you. I didn't say it rude. I just said, I don't have it. At that time, I was dealing with the death of my mom, the death of my brother, and I was heavy hearted. So to listen to someone call me and dump on their problems, and I feel like my world is just, fell apart. I just didn't have it. So I think sometimes we just have to step away and say, let me deal with this. Or some conversations, I do this myself. Before I enter into them, I pray just so I can remain calm. Lord, bridle my tongue. Tell me when I've said enough. Shut this mouth up when I've said enough. And believe it or not, it works. It works. Oh my God, Destiny made me reevaluate my approach. Be slow to exactly, bad girl Riri. When I tell you this week's episode showed her in a whole different light. We saw her jump on Kimmy about the chicken. We saw her get rah-rah at the table with was it Stormy she got rah-rah with, and she was gonna throw the chair. So we've seen those things. And and with Stormy, I'm not gonna give Stormy a pass. I'm not gonna give Destiny a pass. Stormy was agitating Destiny, and Destiny was about to give her what she was asking for. So she's like, and what? That's aggravating. To me, it is. When people do that duh to me, I be like, girl, what is it? What do you want? Because that is aggravating. She sure did. The way she turned Neil around. Exactly. So Destiny, baby, bravo, kudos. You did that this episode. I appreciate that. That's what's up. Exactly. You guys, I want to thank you guys for joining the live. I don't have no cute songs for y'all today. Other than my opening video, but I am thankful that you came. I hope you guys liked the video. Hope you subscribe to the channel and you share it with your friends. I believe this was a great episode. Thank you, bad girl Riri. Okay, I will. I think this was a great episode. I'm looking forward to the next episode. I want to see some resolve with Martell and Marsal. I believe that there was a true friendship. I do believe that some things are, thank you, my daughter did this. She's a cosmetologist and she went to school before she got her bachelor's degree. So I told her that I want you to braid my hair. I've been paying other people to braid it. I'll pay you. And she's okay, Mom, I'll do it. So she did it. She didn't want to. Just because you got a bachelor's degree, girl, you can still braid this hair. You look, you worked hard for that little license after when you was in high school. Braid this hair. Because I'm trying to go natural, you guys. I went to the beauty supply store on Saturday to get some braid hair, but I stopped at the relaxer little area for a minute because, baby, I almost pulled her license out because she has it on file at the beauty supply store and got me some relaxer for this hair and had to relax it because, baby, woo, Jesus. Oh, Father God, touched his head because when I've been working out, when I sweat, my hair drips water like rain. And I had my hair wrapped up last week. All this was wet on Monday. So I had to do something because I couldn't do it. What'd you say? Let's see. Thank you, Queen Script. Always a great live. Thank you, Living for Me. I love you guys. I want to see Trisha's sister, whom she claimed is like a parent. I thought her sister passed away. She had another sister? She does have another sister. You're right. Girl, I had to think about that. Thank you for reminding us, Ginger. I had forgot because I know she had a sister who passed. And I would like to see that too. I would like to see something other than this Marquez and Ken story. We know the next episode she is going to talk about Ken and the very fact they're going to be taking a break. Girl, y'all shouldn't even be honest with you. Y'all should not be living together. Y'all should probably just be broken up, figure it out, then get married. But hey, I ain't trying to judge nobody. I'm just telling you what I would do. Because you really are somebody else's wife. You literally have a husband and it ain't Ken. So I really feel like you should be like, reeling it back. Come on, reel it back and taking a little slower than what you're doing. Because you're real slow now, but you need to get that divorce on out the way. Remember, the sister didn't know she was separated. Yeah, I remembered it once you mentioned. I had to think about it because I remember a sister passing away when the mom passed, I believe. So yeah, you're right. One of her sisters was show. Yes, and there was a sister that was on the show. Again, I had to remember it because I totally, I've had a lot of sleep since last season, so I totally had forgot about it. But yeah, most definitely, I would love to see her sister on the show. I would love to see their dynamic and what they're doing and how they have processed losing. Because a lot of us old 40, 50-year-old women can relate to losing our parents. So I really want to know how they process. What are they doing now that their parents or their mother's gone? I would love to see that. Believe it or not, I would. Even with Nell, she touched a little bit last season of her going out to see her mom, her going to visit her mom's gravesite. I found that very touching. But I would like to explore more relationships of people who have lost their parents and how, especially older group, the 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, and how they're transitioning through life, even though their parents are gone, their mother especially. Yeah, I want Trisha to ice out the relationship with those fellas and focus on her mommy relationship. I enjoy seeing her one-on-one with her babies. I do too. I really think that there's a lot of talent on Love and Marriage Huntsville, a lot of talent. And the very fact that they're showing it to us without us being drugged back through, my husband left me because he was cheating and trying to destroy the people. When I tell you I am loving this season, There is something more we could talk about other than that, and that I am grateful for. I am really grateful for. I'm going to put together a montage of some things that I found on the internet that I think it's time that we get to shaking up this internet and waking it up when it comes down to this sector. And I'm not talking about a fight. I'm not talking about an argument. I think we just need to face some realistic facts when it comes down to Love and Marriage Huntsville. Although this is a reality TV show, these are people's reality. And I really believe that I don't want to say this. I believe if things had continued the way they were last season, that it could have been detrimental to a lot of families. One thing I'm going to explore is bot farms. I had never heard of bot farms. I've heard of bots, but bot farms until I heard Sherelle's World yesterday. So much is so that I asked the ladies, what is a bot farm? And Queen Script actually gave me a definition. I went on TikTok and looked up bot farms. Y'all, bot farms are really interesting. I love tech anyway, but really interesting. So I really want to look at that, and I want to look at some concepts. I really believe that Carlos King gave someone an ultimatum, and I believe she tried to stop. It's crazy and it's creepy. You're right. It is. Ginger said, please. Bad Girl Riri said, absolutely. She said, it's crazy. And it is, Bad Girl Riri. It is creepy. When I tell you, I saw those computers, they were lined up like There was thousands of them, and they were all typing something at the same time. I was like, oh my God, this is real. This is not a fake. And there's a gentleman just walking through. He's telling you what they're doing, how they're doing it, what they're trying to do. So when I on TikTok looking at the bot farms, FARMS, bot farms, I began to think about what started happening with the denouncing of a certain group of people last season. There was a denouncing going on, so much and so that there was someone got on their live, but actually they went through their head honcho or whatever they want to call them and tried to send out a sounding board to chill out. We can't fight each other. Remember that? Anybody remember that? We can't fight each other. We got to stay together because we got to beat the system. And I believe there was a call from within that get your people under control because you're about to lose your job. You're about to lose your job. And then when you couldn't get your people under control and you knew the other things happened that were going to cause other people to really see the mask was beginning to get pulled off of you, right? You've been going under the radar, but the mask was being pulled off of you and no one else was really paying attention. Check game. Last year, I think it was over a year ago, a young lady by the name of Opinion Nation came out here, Piper. And she actually tried to tell us that the millimeters are literally only about 3,000 people, physical people. The rest are bots. She told us that. She told us that. Didn't she tell us that, y'all? Somebody tell me, did she tell us that? She said there are only about 3,000 physical people and the rest are computerized bots. We're going to look into that. And we're going to see about these bot forms and how they work on our social media and what they are doing to destroy people on social media. But Opinion Nation tried to tell us. She did. She actually did a deep dive and she told us there's about 3,000 people. And if you look at any given time on lives, and I'm just trying to give you some hints. When y'all looking at stuff, look in the corner on TikTok. People selling them products. Look how many people in the chat. On any special given day. 3,500, 32. Never these thousands of people. 3,000, 2,500, 1,500. Never no mass amounts. Where the rest of your people? Where the rest of your people? I'm telling you, I started thinking about that today when I asked about the bot forums. And yeah. In my fear, the mask is off. We see you for who you are. We see you for who you are. Remember, I got some receipts on you, honey. Got a lot of receipts. Sure did. She sure did. Opinion Nation tried to tell us. She tried. Yes, I remember. She sure did. Yes. I noticed they have the same comments. And there you go. Ginger. There you go. Opinion. And I don't know why we didn't explore this more, but Sherelle's World, actually yesterday, her live was good. I encourage anybody to go to Sherelle's World and watch the live she did on yesterday. She actually broke down bot farms and what they do and how you can. She didn't tell you how you can spot them, but she said if you are a content creator, she will let you know how to spot them. Exactly. Would you say Letitia Hudson is a bot? Yes. I'm going to tell you something. I used to post in the chat. I don't know if anybody remember Butterfly's chat. Why is it always the people with the initials in the circle that start the drama? Bots. That live was A1. It was very, very educational. I took a lot away from that. When I tell you it left me with my mind going around like, oh my God. You say I miss Opinion Nation. Let's send a bad signal to get her attention. We should. I saw she was on live not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, I believe. And she has, I couldn't find those videos. Maybe they're under membership only. I'm not really sure. But I would love to see that where she talked about the 3,000 people. The millimeters are only 3,000 people strong. Y'all, really, truly, they are. The rest are bots. And I believe that Carlos figured that out and started cracking his whip. That's just my opinion. I don't know if this is true, allegedly, but I really believe that may be what the reason is behind the very fact that she's no longer on the show and the show's moving forward. Because we know how they were so lethal out here on this social media app. So you have bots who are going around doing all this, and it's encouraging, inciting other physical people to go and call and, get outlandish, because people out to be wilding out, allegedly going to people's jobs, allegedly putting bad reviews up, allegedly calling state and the county and stuff, just out here. Me too. We all do miss her. We miss her. We are gonna have to sit out the back soon. Somebody light the fire and sitting on up there. And the ABCDCV 13 letters at the end, yes, exactly, bad girl Riri. They're jumping ship. Exactly. They are. One by one, Ginger. One by one. And guess what? If they had paid attention a long time ago, they would have already known that this wasn't the truth. That what she was saying was not this. All this is all a facade. It was all fake. It was all phony. All fake, all phony. I watched some details. I started paying attention this morning. I was pulling that live with Martell and Marcel when they were at that house. They were talking. I started pulling some details about them. And some of those lives, Martell is really telling us what is going on. And I don't think any of us were paying attention because we couldn't get past the past. Martell cheated on me. And that's the only thing we've heard. So I really believe that, we got to do a deep dive into that and see what's going on. It was her horrible, inciting mess. Definitely that. You guys, thank you so much. We've been on here an hour, 27 minutes and 16 seconds. I'm going to play my intro and I'm going to get ready for bed. And I hope you guys have a great night. Please like, share, and subscribe. If no one told you today they love you, I love you, and there ain't a thing you can do about it. Have a good night.
Lady Row, yeah, it's Lady Row, let's go. Lady Row on the scene, we worldwide. Travel and reality, big truth, no hide. Step on the beat, yeah, we take that flight. Tune in, lock in, we shine all night. City lights, island breeze, I ain't narrow. Drama on the screen and the trip's first rate. Keep it raw, keep it real, let the people know. A voice of the culture, that's Lady Row. Lady Row on the scene, we worldwide. Travel and reality, big truth, no hype. Step on the beat, yeah, we take that flight. Tune in, lock in, we shine all night. Travel the globe, breaking down the shows. One name, one voice, Lady Row. Lady Row, Lady Row. Lady Row on the scene, we worldwide. Travel and reality, big truth, no hide. Step on the beat, yeah, we take that flight. Tune in, lock in, we shine all night. Travel the globe, breaking down the shows. One name, one voice, Lady Row. Lady Row, Lady Row. Lady Row on the scene, we worldwide. Travel and reality, big truth, no hide. Step on the beat, yeah, we take that flight. Tune in, lock in, we shine all night. Travel the globe, breaking down the shows. One name, one voice, Lady Row, Lady Row.